Hey, hey, welcome to Live with Lynn. So if you're here, say hi. If you're watching the replay, be sure to type replay so I know you were here. I'm Lynn Huber, and I appreciate you being here today. So today I'm going to talk about now is the perfect time to try something creative. You know, you're feeling a little lost and bored while you're being inside with all these long stretches of time. I mean, I know this is something that's different for almost all of us, right? We're just not used to being locked in the house or stuck home. So now is the perfect time to explore those creative endeavors that you have, right? Seriously, right now, you most likely have longer stretches of time to be creative. Think about the reasons why you weren't able to work on those creative projects in the past. At least one of them was probably you didn't have enough time. You were too busy, right? Life gets busy. And since being artistic or creative or doing something for fun is rarely a priority in people's lives anymore, it's natural to miss out on those things because we just don't have the time to do it. So now that we're in isolation or quarantine or stay at home or whatever, you have a lot more time to dedicate to these projects. So don't let that free time go to waste. You know, do you want to come out of isolation having spent all day just browsing Instagram and watching Netflix? Or do you want to create something or find something artistic that you never even knew you would love so much? You never know, right? You also might have more time alone right now. I mean, if you're currently at home for a long stretch of time and happen to be living alone, or even if you're not, you still might have more time alone because your kids are hopefully doing their schoolwork and you got to keep them going. I know that, and you're keeping everything busy, but you still might have more time to yourself if you choose to, or maybe you need to if you're too busy wrapped up with your kids, right? So now you can focus and dedicate more time to being creative. You know, many people have the free time in their lives, but often it's spent on family members or kids or friends. And of course, there's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, those are important, but it's also good to spend time alone to really focus on what you enjoy doing the most for you. And then being creative helps you de-stress. You know, isolation can be very stressful and it often leads to phases of anxiety and panic like we've talked about recently. And I mean, you're out of work and there's just so much going on, right? And the news is all bad. And, so a natural way to relieve those anxious feelings is by being creative. It uses a different part of your brain, I mean, I don't know, you got the right side, left side. I'm not an expert on that, but it's a different part of your brain that is your creative part, and that can get you into a more mindful state. So when you're drawing or painting or writing or creating something, you're thinking more about what you're actually doing and you're really in the moment as opposed to thinking about what to cook for dinner or your work deadlines or paying your bills, right? So get into the moment. Appreciate your creative projects and let yourself explore all the beauty in the world during this time. Being creative doesn't mean you have to spend hundreds of dollars on arts and crafts supplies. There's plenty that you can do from home with whatever you have on hand, from drawing or writing on a piece of paper, printer paper, or using your kids' crayons or colored pencils to teach yourself how to do art. If you go to YouTube, you can find all kinds of videos about how to do whatever it is that you want to learn. Maybe you want to draw. Maybe you'd like to learn to draw. So you can find videos about how to do that on Facebook. Or maybe you want to dance. You can find that on Facebook too. You can turn your bedroom or your living room or whatever into a dance studio, right? There's all kinds of places too where you can download coloring pages that you can print off and start coloring in. Some of them are free, some of them not so free. You just gotta look for them. So what is it you like to do? Hi, Marie. I have enjoyed taking more time out for adult coloring pages. That's awesome. And also bullet journaling. Wow, cool. That's cool. So what do you guys like to do? I mean, here's a few ideas. You can write, you can draw, you could sew, maybe you could sculpt or start quilting or crochet or knit or create a collage or a mood board, or if you haven't done it yet, maybe your vision board. You can journal, you can paint. If you like your camera, you can photograph, you can cook. I mean, anything that you've ever thought of that you might like to try but never had the time, now is the time. We have the internet at our hands. Sammy, hi, yes, crafted a card for a shut-in from old cards yesterday. Oh, how cool is that? So you took old cards and created a new one with them for someone who was shut in. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that. So anything that you might have thought that you might like to try but never had the time, now is the time. We have the internet at our hands. Just search for whatever it is you'd like to do, and you'll find something you could start doing right now at home. I mean, I don't have a lot of time. I don't have a lot of extra time right now because I'm still working my business, and my business is still keeping me pretty busy, but things have slowed down a little, so I'm not as busy. And so I took the time to learn how to sew face masks. And so that's kept me pretty busy, and it's kept my mind off everything else that's going on. And it helps me to do something that I can control rather than worry about all the things that I can't control, because there's so much around us that we can't control. What's happening with this dumb virus, all of this being shut in, we can't control those things. We can't control that we can't go to work right now if we have a job, but there are things we can control, and being creative and doing something for you is something you can do. It's something you can do right now to help you feel better. So now I'd love to hear from you. What kinds of things are you doing with the extra time that you have on your hands right now? Or maybe you don't have much extra time. I know that some of you are still going to work, and I appreciate everything that you guys are doing for the rest of us. All the people that are working in the medical industry or in the grocery industry or in some of the stores that are necessary. The people at, the post office, I don't even, gosh, there's so many things, I probably don't even think of them all. But if you're out there working, I want you to know I appreciate you, and I appreciate what you're doing. And gosh, you guys, we're going to get through this, okay? So, hey, share with us. Even if you don't have extra time, I still appreciate everything you're doing. But what are your hobbies? What do you like to do? So share with us. I would love to get down in the comments and type in the comments, and I'll come back and read them. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Anyway, that's what I have for you today. Let me see if I missed anybody. Okay. Thanks to Marie and Sammy for being on the call live with me, and anyone else who might be live but hasn't said anything. And for everyone who's watching the replay, thank you. And I appreciate you. I want you to know that. So have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.